Hi friends, TeresaLouise here. Welcome back to the studio. I'm gonna do a little bit more work on my horse today, and I thought I'd just come on live and visit with y'all. So that's all I'm doing. Today's Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday, April 30th. And let me get this going. I'm not sure if I set up my stuff right or not, but we'll see. We'll see. Hey Randy. Hi Milena. Hey Lisa. Let's see if we got it going. How are you guys today? Hi Nancy. There it is. I found it. I found it. I need a new setup for over here. You know, this isn't the best setup, but better than nothing, right? Okay. Okay, I think I said hello to everybody on here. Hi, Dorlyn. She's cleaning house, so she's going to listen. Thank you. I did my house cleaning earlier. And the husband is taking a nap. So I thought, perfect time to come upstairs for a while and do some work on the horse. So I'm sure most of you know what I'm working on is a design by Emily Taylor called The Horse. And this is the black and white photo. And here's her collage photo. So I have the pattern here, and I've already started, as you can see. I got a little bit more done since the last time I talked to you guys. And I also found a piece of glass. So this came from like a picture frame. I'm not sure what size it is, but it's that big. So I found a piece of glass, and I covered it with that blue painter's tape. I did the edges with blue painter tape so that I wouldn't, you know, cut myself. And then now I have my pattern first, and it's a fabric pattern. And then I have parchment paper. And then, so now I can see through it much better than I could when it was on the wall or when I had it set up on the easel the other way. And I have a light behind here. It's not real bright. I don't have it set on the brightest setting, but it's just a little like stand-up light. Actually, that Becca gave me quite a few years ago to help with lighting in the studio. I was thinking about getting one of those long strip lights to put back behind there. I still might do that. I have one of those somewhere, but for now, this works for now. And then I have it clipped up here. So I only have part of the horse, you know, exposed. The rest of it I have rolled up down here like this. And I'm just going to unroll it as I go. And that way I can still lift this if I need to get to the pattern, which I still do that. And so, yeah, I'm going to see if how this works. Right? Hi, Three Patches. How are you doing? Thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, I'm horsing around today. That's right. I'm just about done with all the black spots. Now I got quite a few more black spots here. And then I can switch to a different color. Hi, Candace. How are you today? The really dark and the medium dark is fairly close on here, so that's one reason why I still want to lift it up, is so I can make double check. And, you know, like I said before, this doesn't really have to be perfect. So if I mess up a dark and a medium dark, it's probably not going to make that big of a deal, but we'll see. So. Oh, jury duty. That's always fun. Candace just got out of jury duty, so she's done for the week. I always thought maybe it would be interesting to be like on a murder trial or something like that, but also, uh, those chairs don't look very comfortable, for one thing, and to have to sit there all day, that'd be pretty rough. I'd be going, is there some place I could lay down to take a nap, please? Okay, so let me see what I want to do here. Find my darks again. I want to finish doing that ear. Kind of took that ear apart because I had too many darks on it. Or I felt like I had too many darks on it. The other thing I can do is I can trace this. And I want to... Yeah, I'm going to trace that on this blue. So I just peel that off like this. And then I set it here on the pattern. Get my pencil. And then I'm going to trace this dark. And I'm just going to set it down here and go over it one more time so I can really see through that. It's kind of difficult to draw on this wax paper. That's the one bad thing about doing it this way. And it's just really, you know, just trying to make it close enough, right? Close enough. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Close enough. Okay, then you have to iron that back down. Okay. Hey, Lisa. Lisa is working and lurking. And I'll just cut that out. So, okay. I think most of you know that Monday was my birthday. And I didn't have Brandon take me all the way to Grangeville for dinner. I just decided I didn't want to go that far. So we just went local to a local restaurant and had dinner here in town. And yeah, that's definitely not perfect, but it'll work. I'll still make it work. So we had a nice time doing that. But before we went to dinner, we just went on a road trip and we looked for mushrooms. And I think it's just still too cold here for the mushrooms. It's got to, you know, stay like close to 40 at night. So it's just not warm enough. We didn't find one mushroom, and we were out driving around for 3 or 4 hours, but it was still nice to get out. It was a nice day. It was nice and sunny. And so we still, you know, enjoyed ourselves. Good enough there. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Sorry about that. I didn't see the shh part. Um, uh, then there was a neighbor, I would say a neighbor, that was looking for a mountain bike and you know, to buy. And Brandon and I both have mountain bikes, and I haven't rode a bike in years, you know, but it's still in really good shape. We keep them, you know, put away and all that. And I used to ride my bike all the time. In fact, when I was younger, that's how I got around town, you know, is on my bike. Uh, um, anyway, it didn't work out for him. My frame is kind of small. It's still, I would consider it a man's bike, but the frame is kind of small on it. Um, so although the guy wasn't, you know, that much taller than me or bigger than me, um, but that's okay. I still have it. So what I do, I got on the bike and I rode it around on the driveway. And you know what? I can still ride a bike, but I can't drive it, you know, like downhill. Oh, I could go downhill, but getting back up might be a little bit of a problem. So that was kind of fun, though, ride my bike around in the driveway. But there's a trail from our house that goes out. I would say it's probably like 5 or 6 city blocks. And it goes out here to a gazebo. And it's fairly level, fairly flat. I think I could ride my bike um, out there and back. But we've had nasty weather since then, so I haven't tried it. But it's supposed to warm up here in the next couple of days, and so I'm going to try it because, you know, it's really good exercise and it's kind of fun. And I figure the dogs will chase after me, so they'll get their exercise too, right? I just don't want to overdo it. So I figure if I just do a little bit every day, that would help. Plus, you know, going for a walk. Okay, let's see. Do I want any more dark on there? So that was kind of fun. I still think I should probably sell the bike. You know, both of us need to sell those because it's probably not something, I don't know. At my age, is it a good thing to still ride a bike? I don't know. I think if maybe if you're in shape, it's all right. But I did kind of wobble around a little bit at the beginning, but I didn't fall. I didn't wreck or anything like that. Hi, Deb. Yeah, you know, I also thought about taking the bike downtown because it's all pavement down there and I could ride around all kinds of places downtown, but I'd still have to get it back up the driveway. And that's pretty steep. So when I was younger, no problem. I could have done it, but and there are, you know, like I don't know how many gears on this bike, um, but a lot. But to get uphill, you know, you have to put it in a really light gear, and then you're just, you know, going really fast and hardly going at all. Your legs are going really fast, but the bike's barely going. So I think going out to the gazebo and back would probably be the best place to start. Okay, and what else? What else was I going to tell you? Is there any darks over here? Okay, no more darks on that ear. Oh, yeah, we were supposed to. I had a doctor's, well, not a doctor, but a mammogram scheduled for today. But they called and their mobile mammogram machine broke down, so they canceled my appointment, and which was a bummer. Number one, I wanted to get that over with, and number two, I wanted to get out of the house and go for a ride because that I would have to go to Kamei, and it's about 75 miles from here, but it's all along the river road, which is a really nice drive. And I was going to take the fishing poles and see if we couldn't go fishing on the way back. So there went that idea. All right. So no fishing today. But it is, like I said, it is supposed to start warming up. So I want to go fishing over at what I call the main river. It's the Snake River. And because there's just, well, the water is warmer and there's more variety of fish. There's like catfish and trout and bass and crappie and, well, just all kinds of fish. So whereas if we just went fishing here in our local little rivers, we would mostly be getting brook trout. Although they have been fishing for steelhead, but I think that run is just about over. So if you don't catch those steelhead soon enough, um, they'll just be too mushy, you know. That wouldn't be good. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Gladys. Valerie says, I don't like to lower my bike gears that much. Pumping my legs and getting nowhere. Yuck. I agree, Valerie. Hi, Muriel. How are you doing? Okay. I'm going to see if I have any little pieces I can use over here. Now, after I get the main darks on and then I come back in with the other colors, I can always, if I want to add some more dark, come back over it with darks, you know. Like I was saying earlier, you can layer these. You can layer your fabric. In fact, it's a good thing to layer it somewhat because um, they need to be touching. Otherwise, it's not going to work when you go to quilt it. It's not going to work very well at all. You'd have to do each individual piece all around the edges of the fabric, and you don't want to do that. Not on this kind of project. And some of these pieces probably would be better to put on after um, all your light ones go on. Especially the little pieces. Hey Joyce, how you doing? Yesterday, um, our local quilt group had their monthly meeting. So I went to that and we met at one of the local restaurants. And so about 45 minutes or so into the meeting, we ordered our lunch and then we got to eat lunch. So that was nice. There was probably, let's see, 8 or 9 of us there. So that was good to see everybody. And we decided to do like a mini quilt retreat, I guess you'd call it. But we're not, we're not staying the night there because it'll be local. So it'll be at one of the local churches here in town, and they allow us to set up tables and stuff. And it's a really nice church. It also has a kitchen and bathrooms and all that, and plenty of room for everybody. So they usually do this for like 3 days in a row. So it'll be like on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 o'clock to whenever. And then we'll have a lunch there, a group lunch. So I think the first day we're going to have tacos, I think, taco bar. And then the next day we're going to order pizza. And we usually have a lot left over from both of those lunches. So we decided that Thursday, we're just going to have leftover day. Or bring your own sack lunch. I was thinking about making a cake or some cookies or something like that to take with. Now, the first day, I might go down there at 9 o'clock and help everybody, help get things set up. But normally, I'm not that early of a person to be out of the house. I'm up. I just don't like to go anywhere that early. So we'll see. But I am looking forward to it. Now, I can't really take this kind of a project down there with me. That would just be too messy. So I got to figure out what sewing projects I want to take with me down there. Oh, and that's in May. So I'm not sure if I said that or not. May 13th, around there. So that'll be fun. I tend to not go to those meetings in the wintertime when there's a lot of snow and stuff. So, but I have been going the last couple of months. Plus, it didn't help that I was sick and uh, the end of December and January. Yeah, I need that light closer. This is the light. So I'm just going to fold it down and well, I don't know if that's any better or not. I need the light to go all the way across. No. I'm just going to stand it back up. Yeah. Oh, I know what part of the problem is that easel is in the way. That's what it is. There. Oh yeah, the easel wood was in the way. That's why I couldn't see through there. So just slide that over a little bit. Okay. This piece came off of a different section and the glue is pretty bad on it, so I'll just get rid of that. Hi Joyce, JK, how are you doing? Okay, I think I'm going to start switch over to the next color. Then I'll come back over these where I need to with the dark. I think I'm going to move all my darks for now. Now, bring over my next. So these are still dark, but they're not as dark. Oh, this one goes here. Oh, really? From this side, it looks like the Reaper. Huh. Hi, Susan. How are you today? The other thing I think about these collages is using the same colors in multiple areas. Um, I guess for balance. Hey, Joe. The paper keeps sliding. Yeah. I'm looking at the photo. That's what I keep stopping and doing is looking at that photo. I almost like looking at the black and white one better than the colored one. This one. Yeah, save that those two for later. Thank you, Valerie. Can hear my dog snoring. Snoring away. So what are you guys working on today? Is anybody sewing or doing any other projects? I can hear something weird. Like the water's on somewhere. Brandon must be up. Ooh. The heat from that iron was getting that computer a little bit hot. Whoops. Oh, dang it. I had to turn the heater off. Open that door a little bit. Get some air going in here. I wish I had a way to give you guys a better view. And yeah, it is unusually quiet. Everybody must be taking a nap or something. Oh, that's a little bit better view. Okay. Let's see. Just make some random cutout pieces and then place them on there. Just try to stay in your color zone. Hi, Kathy. How are you doing today? Just cut a little more of that off. I think that'll be good. Don't really have a good place for that iron. Oh yeah, like looking up in the clouds and making shapes. Yeah. Ah, Kathy is doing great. Went for an early morning walk with the golden retriever. Awesome. How is Joyce H doing today? I think I'm going to go for a walk in a little bit. There's another piece I could use somewhere over here. Yeah, she's right down there. You can kind of see her face, her nose. And you can see my pile of crap over there. Valerie says, hello, Willa. She's doing pretty good. They had a lot of fun when we went for our mountain drive looking for mushrooms because we got out at a lot of different places and, you know, they got to play and sniff around. And, you know, they always find something that they should not be getting into, right? Because they're dogs and dogs do that. And Annie Annie found a rabbit's foot, a, a white rabbit's foot, and it was just the foot part. So some animal, you know, killed it, didn't eat the foot. I felt bad for the rabbit, um, but she was pretty proud of that rabbit's foot. So the good thing about her is that when she finds stuff like that, even a bone or whatever it is, she always brings it over to Brandon and to make sure it's something that she can have. Does that sound crazy? So she's like into trading. So if she's not sure if it's something that she could have, she brings it to Brandon because she thinks it might be garbage, you know. And if he wants her to have it, he'll let her keep it. Otherwise, he gives her a little treat and trades, does a trade with her, which I think is a really good way that he has trained her not to just eat any old thing that she picks up, you know what I mean? So, of course, Brandon brings the rabbit foot home and he's going to make something with it. I don't know what. Yeah, Annie's the good luck charm. I told him he had to like wrap the one end of it with like leather, put a loop in it, and then he could hang it from her collar. That would drive her crazy. She'd be trying to get it all the time. That would be kind of cruel, wouldn't it? Hmm. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? I'm just sitting here working on the horse collage. Trying to figure out where I want the pieces to go. The weather is pretty mild. Uh, I think it's around 60 degrees, maybe, but it's cloudy, Looks like it might rain, which we had a lot of rain yesterday. Oh, yeah, Jamie, I hear you about the allergies. Went on Monday when Brandon and I went for our drive up in the country, um, on all the dirt roads, pine trees, and of course, I'm surrounded by pine trees anyway. But when you're out driving around, oh my God, my eyes got so itchy. They were watering like crazy, and uh, it was terrible. And I didn't have my eye drops with me. So I hear you on that, girl. I think it might be a bad allergy season. And it makes my throat all thick, if that makes sense. Gives you kind of a hoarse throat. But the weather is supposed to start getting nicer out there. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're supposed to get, I think it's this Friday that we're supposed to start getting pretty close to 80. Well, that'll be nice. If that happens, we get a few days like that, then the mushrooms should start coming out. But I got to remember to take my allergy eye drops and maybe even my allergy pills. Ooh, I need to find out if I can still take those with my heart stuff. Maybe I better call the pharmacy today and find out. I'm glad I thought of that. Yeah, my throat is kind of sore today too. And you got that sinus pressure in the forehead. Fun stuff. I like this fabric with the little polka dots on it. Okay. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I take Metropol, and the allergy medicine I usually take is loratadine, I think it's called. So I did take a half of Benadryl last night, and oh, that helped. And they help you sleep too. So I slept a little bit better. Kathy's making dinner chili. Chili for dinner. That sounds good. I think I'm going to have a fish sandwich. That's right, you heard me. Like a fish witch, a fish sandwich. Hey, Brenda. Yes, I had a happy birthday. Yes, I did. We went on a drive up in the mountains looking for mushrooms, and then Brandon took me to dinner. So yeah, we had it was a good day. Oh, and then I made a strawberry cheesecake. That was for my birthday. Brandon said he would make it, but uh, I didn't really trust him because he's not a baker, right? So not that you have to bake that, but one year he did make me a rum cake, and I still got all of the ingredients out for him and the recipe and all that. And I said, okay, there you go. And so and he did it, and it turned out good. But I think that one time is the only time that he's made me a cake. Oh, I'm glad my little iron's still working too. I had to do a lot of cleaning on it. See, these batiks really stain the iron. I think it's because there's still a little bit of wax in it. But that's okay. I know I have iron cleaner now. So that'll work. Well, I'm going to get off of here at 1:30 because I need to go to the store in the post office. And then I think I'm going to come back up here in an hour or so and get some work done on the long arm. And maybe straighten up the sewing room a little bit. And add to my list that I want to figure out what I'm going to take on to retreat. Projects for retreat. I need another paper. I'm running out of room. And then the sewing group gave us a new block to do, so I got to get that done too. And that's got to be done before the retreat. So, hi, Suzanne. Thank you. All right. This is just a daily retreat at locally, our group, and we're going to sew for 3 days down at our church. So we just go down there and set everything up, and then we all meet, from like 9 to 5, and have lunch together, and so we do it for 3 days in a row. So we're not really like going out of town or anything like that, or staying the night anywhere, but I still call it a retreat because other people can come to it too. It doesn't have to be just our main group. We could bring a friend or maybe somebody who wants to check the sewing group out and see if they want to join. They could come and visit. And thank you, Kathy. So that's next month. I think on the 13th. So it was nice to see everybody. And thanks so much for joining me. And this is coming along, getting a little more done every day. I figure if I spend an hour or almost 2 hours a day on it, because it's a really slow process. For me, it is at this point. It's a slow process. So Yeah. But I figure if I at least work on it an hour a day, I'll get it done eventually, right? Hey, Jess, I was just gonna get off of here, but it's good to see you. Thank you, ladies, for posting the channels. So thank you to my moderators. I really appreciate you guys helping out. And of course to everyone for being here. I love seeing you guys and spending a little time and visiting. If I'm able, I'll try and come back on again sometime this week and before Sunday. Otherwise, I'll be on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you guys all take care. Have a lovely day. Um, God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.